you doing, folks? It is the underconfident human, and that favorite time is upon me again. Yes, I was out today and found myself in the record store doing a little unnecessary spending. So, let's hop in and take a look at what I bought today. I got 2 used records and 1 brand new one that I just could not pass up. We're just dive right in. In fact, we'll start with the new one. This could be one of the finest hip-hop albums to come from the 2000s. This is Deltron 3030. It's Del, the Funkee Homosapien from the Hieroglyphics, and the great Dan the Automator. You have no idea how much I listened to this CD when it came out. And to have it on vinyl, they had a new copy. There was no way I could pass it up. So this project between Del and the Automator is advanced lyricism. It's advanced production and writing. This is really just a phenomenal album. It's taped shut because it's brand new, so let's have a look. Appreciate that the record store does that with their new ones. Keeps them sealed shut like this. In this album, Del plays Deltron Zero, sort of a character. This is the thrilling part for me. This is a double LP set, it would appear. No inserts, and it appears to be these white paper sleeves that I will probably be disposing of. Classic. This is so awesome. I'm immensely thrilled to get this on vinyl. The track list is as follows. Side A, State of the Nation, which is just sort of an intro. The song 3030, which is a really gorgeous piece of music. Track 3 is The Fantabulous Rap Extravaganza, which is sort of just another interlude, another kind of skit in between songs. The banging, banging track number 4, Things You Can Do. On side B, we have Positive Contact, which I believe was one of the singles off of this. St. Catherine Street, which is a skit. Number 7, the song Virus, which is definitely a Dell style of cut. Number 8 is called Upgrade, a Baymar college course. Number 9 is New Coke, which is a skit. On the second record, side C, the song Mastermind, which is probably one of my favorites on here to crank up in the system, the stereo in the car. You hear this bumping. Mastermind. Number 11, National Movie Review, another skit. And these skits, by the way, these interludes are sort of like advertisements for this dystopian future that this record kind of paints. Anyway, number 12, another cranking banger of a joint is Madness. Number 13 is called Meet Cleophas Randolph, the Patriarch. That is just sort of an interlude in between track that features MC Paul Barman, which, if you don't know who MC Paul Barman is, he was kind of a fun rapper that was sort of unique, put on by Prince Paul. Anyway, number 14, Time Keeps on Slipping. Number 15, another skit, The News. In parentheses, it says, a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft Incorporated. Side D, Turbulence, the remix. 17, The Fantabulous Rap Extravaganza Part 2, which is another skit. 18 is Battle Song. 19 is Love Story. 20 is Memory Loss. And 21 is sort of a recap of the State of the Nation intro at the beginning of side A. The Ass Man 640 speaks. The Ass Man 640. You either know him or you don't. Produced, arranged, mixed, and composed by Dan the Automator. Lyrics and vocals by Del the Funkee Homosapien. Turntables by DJ Kid Koala. So, we're going to hop right into fixing these. As I have mentioned on this channel numerous times, you know how much I love my Snap and Store vinyl record sleeves. These are my triple poly sleeves. I will probably mention these, as I have in every previous video involving vinyl, because I can't stress enough how important it is to care for your records, and these eliminate the static and they don't leak acid onto the record as paper will eventually do over time. with my records when I store them in these is I will, if the paper sleeve or whatever sleeve that my vinyls come in have printing and any of that on it, then I will insert the poly sleeve, triple line poly sleeve into it so I can keep the original components. But since this is just a generic white paper thing, and I hate these, I hate this shape and these type of sleeves anyway, so there's a little bit of paper dust and whatnot on this. As I've always said, never ever drop the needle on a brand new vinyl. It's no different than getting a used vinyl. It's going to need cleaned. Number 2. My goodness, how I miss hip-hop that was creative like this. This is a privilege to have this on vinyl. There we have it. Brand spanking new. Now onto the used stuff. This is a classic that I just couldn't resist when I saw it. What I paid for this, $20. All that classic Rollins shit. Black Flag, slip it in. Now, I love Henry Rollins. I am definitely down with Henry Rollins, both from Black Flag era and when he was solo doing the Rollins band. For being a used copy, this is, I would say, in as close to a mint condition as you can possibly get. The vinyl was in excellent shape, and the sleeve has like a slight bit of kind of bending down here, like this slight dent of sorts, but otherwise it's flawless. Kind of telling the truth about religion now, isn't it? Just slip it in. Track listing on this, side 1, slip it in. Black Coffee, which Black Coffee is a tune that in particular makes me just want to jump up out of my seat sometimes, because I have a particularly fond memory of that song. Wound Up and Rat's Eyes on the B side, side 2, Obliteration the bars, "My Ghetto," and "You're Not Evil." This is prime era Black Flag. Don't you love the way that my man's got the Black Flag logo tattooed on his ass cheek? I thought that was a funny touch. Now this is not a new pressing. This is old, and I don't know if you can see that based on the lighting here, how the paper is starting to yellow. That's what I was trying to explain in some of my past videos about these paper sleeves and the manufacturing process of paper. The yellow comes from acidity. Yes, there is acid as part of the process for making paper. The acidity sort of leaks out over time and you start to get this yellowing. That's certainly not going to do the vinyl any favor in the future, you know what I mean? So I will now fix this one. Definitely starting to age. These boys will get a good cleaning and then they'll be sound as a pound. Find myself on camera kind of tapping another dude's ass, but here we are, huh? And lastly, another one that I spotted in the used bin that I like. Touch of that metal, a touch of the groove, and a touch of industrial. I think for $25, the absolutely perfect condition of this. There's no creasing in the sleeve whatsoever that I can find. No dents, and it's very well maintained. Some of that classic Rob Zombie artwork. I think one more time. What a great album. Probably White Zombie's best work. Not that Astro Creep 2000 was not a fantastic record as well, but between the two, I mean, Sexorcisto, this is the good one here. Speaking of tapping things, let me just be a nerd for a second. Get those boobies. That's right, I said boobies. Rob Zombie's Cannibal Girls. So, side one, Welcome to Planet Motherfucker, Psychoholic Slag. Knuckle Duster, Radio 1A, Thunder Kiss 65, which, other than being a classic, I also have the single of the KMFDM remixes of Thunder Kiss 65. Black Sunshine, Soul Crusher, Cosmic Monsters Incorporated, Spider Baby, yeah, Spider Baby. Side 2, I Am Legend, Knuckle Duster Radio 2B, Thrust, One Big Crunch, Grindhouse A Go-Go, a legitimate classic, Starface, and Warp Asylum. This one has some stuff going on. We have our lyric sheet here. And then some more of that hand-drawn artwork. An all black sleeve, however it is at least in a normal square shape, and I appreciate that. Also, I'm still not the biggest fan, but big improvement over standard papers. This one actually has a thin layer of poly around the inside. When record companies press records and do that, it at least shows they have some sense of care about their product. Even though it's got a poly lining built into it, again, you know me. I have to have it my way or the highway. Plus, I'll just say that the poly lining inside this is heavier than the stuff they build into these anyways. But, as I said, being all black and being a proper shape, I'm going to keep this one. Even though there's no printing on it. Oh, man. I almost forgot how heavy this is. This must be 180 gram vinyl. This sucker is heavy. I love when they do that too. It doesn't really have any bearing on the quality of the sound of the vinyl or anything, but just I like the heavier vinyls. I feel that those records hold up a little better as far as warping and things like that goes. all safe and sound. I miss White Zombie. Not to, I mean, Rob Zombie's solo albums are cool. He's got some good stuff. But there's a certain style that White Zombie had that I appreciate. So there we have it. Maybe we'll tap on the Cannibal Girls one more time just for good measure. So, that was my visit to the record store today. Another fine set of vinyls I'm happy to add to my library. Lastly, again, you know me. 1, 2, 3. I got my own lipped sleeves, outer sleeves. And there we go. Nice and secure. Next. And there we go. Lastly, I can never decide on leaving the shrink wrap on or not, because on one hand it can sometimes get moisture and kind of stick to the paper, but on the other hand it's very well preserved in there if it doesn't. I think I'll leave it on there. This is such an awesome album. Great find, great find. that was my visit to the record shop today. This is the part where I will say good evening, good night, and so on. I really appreciate you hanging out with me as always. Really appreciate the company. It's awesome. So thank you very much for that. In the meantime, this is the underconfident human saying, see ya.